Hey everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be a special video because when I post this, it will be the 31st of October 2025, which is my birthday. So happy birthday to me. This is going to be a special personal video on because I turned 23 this year. I wanted to make a video on 23 lessons life has taught me as I turned 23. So I hope you'll be excited for this video. And if you're new here, make sure to go subscribe and know that the next vlog is going to be my birthday vlog. So stay tuned for that.
Don't wanna call you later. You're tearing.
So the first lesson is that peace doesn't always look exciting. In my personal opinion, I felt like peace always meant, or happiness always meant going out 24/7, having fun, like, just something constantly happening in life. But the more you grow older, you understand that sometimes peace is all about, just breathing. And even though life might look like, oh, it's like monotonous, that's exactly what's so beautiful about life, that you don't really have to live around chaos 24/7, that you get to breathe, relax, and actually live life rather than surviving it. The second life lesson is that letting go isn't one big decision. This is really important to understand because it can be anything: friendship, relationship, or any kind of special bond that you shared with a person. If you think that you say that, like, oh, I hate him, and that it's over, it's really not over. It takes a long time to get over it. You are going to say you hate that individual, but then constantly check their stories, and it's going to take a while, a long process before you're able to move on from whatever the situation was, irrespective of whatever you went through. But when you do, that freedom and that joy that you're going to get is unexplainable. It is so beautiful, but it is really important to know that you can't just like let go in 1 second. Rather, it's going to happen over a series of days, months, weeks, years. So be patient with yourself and give yourself grace. The third lesson is that you outgrow people, events, or certain situations in life, and that's completely okay. That's the whole point of growing up. In certain situations, you might educate yourself on a certain topic and realize it no longer aligns with your interests or values and move on from that, and that's completely okay. Like, in my personal opinion, I had to move on from some people is when I was like, okay, it's not like we are all going to be friends anymore, but we're just not going to meet that often. And that is just one example. There are going to be a lot of situations in life where you'll just like move on, you're going to evolve from people, and that's the beautiful part of life, that you get the chance to restart again and again and again and again. The fourth thing is that resting without guilt is a huge skill. As someone who lives on chaos, who had to like constantly keep herself busy doing numerous things, I realized that I did not ever like properly rest. For me, rest was still listening to music, watching Instagram. But when I tried to just sit by myself in silence for 5 minutes, I felt like the world was going to end. And that is kind of scary, how much dependent we are on certain things and call that rest. That is not rest. Rest is when you actually like not do anything, breathe and let it be. And that's a really hard skill to acquire. But when you do, oh my god, the beauty of rest is insane. So never call like going on your Instagram, scrolling, or like doing chores around the house rest, because that is not rest. Rest is actually like just being there, being with your thoughts, and just taking a deep breath. The fifth lesson, and this as a content creator, a lot of people think I share everything on social media, and that is absolutely not true. And that is one advice I want to give to anyone who is watching this video. Not everything needs to be shared on social media, not everything needs to be told to everyone, because not everyone has the best interests for you. Like, they might listen and act like, oh my god, bro, I'm so happy for you, but the jealousy inside, the envy that they're feeling inside, is insane. So you don't really need to tell everything that's going on in your life to every single person. It's fine. Just keep some things to yourself. That's nice once in a while. I used to be someone who loved like sharing videos online, like constantly, when it was happening. I had to share stories with every friend I was meeting, every post, and I realized that's not really necessary. Some things are best just kept private. Some things need to have their own special moment, and you do not need to constantly post in order to seek validation from others. In fact, don't seek it. Learn to be happy with yourself and learn to seek validation from yourself rather than from others. The sixth life lesson that I can give you all is to really remember that healing isn't linear. There are going to be days when, like, you remember certain things that happened in life. Like, for me personally, when I was bullied really bad in high school to the point that I simply didn't want to exist, or the times when I let the bullying affect my grades and my grades went down, and I went from being an A plus student to barely passing, to be honest, and then having to pick myself up. Those are moments that will always stick with me because, like, we were all teenagers. Like, what joy did you get out of bullying me, and pushing my bag off my chair and things like that? Obviously, I don't talk about it, not because those are bad things and I don't want to talk about it. Rather, I feel like it's really important to acknowledge that these things happened to me and it made me so much more stronger and prepared for what life would throw at me in the future. It made me so much more stronger. Did I need to be stronger? No, I needed to be loved, I needed to be acknowledged. But just because of that doesn't mean I'm going to forget what happened. It is a part of me, a part that will continue to live through me. The seventh lesson, and this is really important, but just because you liked something when you were 10 years old doesn't mean you have to still continue liking it. Like, for me personally, when I was a kid, I wanted to be so many things that now I don't even remember why I wanted to be those things. But I still have being a singer, being an actor on the top of my head. Just like that, just like how sometimes you outgrow certain things, you don't outgrow certain things because some dreams will are meant to be achieved even though they might take a longer time, and that's completely okay. But right now what I'm going to talk about is outgrowing things. Like, I liked certain things. Like in 11th standard I loved commerce, but when in my bachelor's I took arts, people are like, bro. And I was like, yeah, just because I liked something once doesn't mean I have to like it forever, right? People outgrow things, and that's a part of life, and that is again the beauty of life, and I'm so glad I get to live this life. The eighth lesson is that you can be both be proud and still be uncertain about what's going to happen in your life. I am someone who's really hard on myself. Like, I've been doing YouTube for a couple of years. Now I'm close to 1000 subscribers. And while I'm like really proud of it that I'm getting there, a huge part of me is like, why didn't I achieve this years ago? Like, a lot of people achieve it in a year or two and put out these videos, right? But why wasn't I doing that? And a part of me knows that it's because I was not consistent, because my editing wasn't that great, and so why would people watch it? But that's all a learning curve, and that's all a learning process. I'm still proud of all the things I've achieved. Like, I graduated with distinction. I got a job right out of college, and I got another job after that. So, like, I have had no break after I graduated college, and I am proud that these opportunities were not handed to me, but that I knocked on those doors and got those opportunities myself. Like, I live alone in a 1 BHK apartment. 13-year-old me would be so freaking proud of myself because that was an insane dream of mine, to have a house of my own. I'm still scared of the future. I have zero idea what's going to happen next. But while I'm so uncertain, I can still be so proud of myself for everything I have achieved. The ninth lesson is that being emotional isn't about you being dramatic. This is something I have learned over time. As a kid, I was a really, really, really sensitive kid. I used to cry regarding everything, anything, and I used to be made so much fun of that. Like, now that I think that adults used to make fun of me for that, it is quite pathetic. Like, rather than, comforting a child or encouraging a child, you thought, ha ha ha, that's funny. No, it's not. I just felt things deeply, which means whatever I do it with 100% of my heart. I give my all. And that's something for me to be proud of. And that's something I've come to terms with. So if someone says, oh, you were sensitive when you were a kid, yeah, sorry. Sorry, I'm so much more empathetic than you that you are not. Sorry that I chose that when a kid in front of me is like me, when I was a kid, that I will choose to be kind to that kid rather than mocking them on their face. That's the difference between me and the other person. And over time, I've learned to see my sensitivity as my strength. The 10th life lesson, and this is really important for me to share, and that is consistency always beats motivation. Motivation is something you'll feel in seconds. You'll watch some reel, you'll see those upbeat audios and be like, oh my god, like, I want to be that person, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a lawyer. But brother or sister, a reel is max like 1 minute of motivation you get. But if you don't have discipline, if you don't have consistency, you aren't reaching anywhere in life. And I am living proof of that. If you are inconsistent, why will life reward you with success? You have to be consistent. You have to show in and day out, even when you don't feel like it. I'm not saying like overwork yourself, because never do that. Like, take care of your health, but show up, even if it's something small. Like, if from a video editing perspective, even if I'm just editing a 1 minute video, that's okay. Edit it. I was not recording all this while. Anyway, the 11th life lesson is that comparison always ruins joy. I can say this 1,000 times and never get tired of it, but like, take this from someone who compares herself to other YouTube and Instagram creators, especially because YouTube is my main platform. I always struggle because the niche that I am in, the vlog lifestyle niche, is something a lot of people do, and I always struggle with why their videos take off and my videos don't. And I remember when I asked Google, even ChatGPT, about all this, they say things like, oh, it's the style, oh, it's their voice, oh, it's their personality. And I'm like, if the YouTube algorithm doesn't push out your videos, no matter what you do, you aren't going to take off. Like, there is 99% hard work and there is that 1% of luck, but that 1% does matter. So don't be so hard on yourself, and rather than comparing yourself to other YouTubers, why don't you compare yourself to your previous self? If I went and saw my first ever video, like, if you guys ever saw it, you would be like, Renisha, this is the video you were expecting to go viral from? Like, it is insane. It is such a bad video. But at least now it's far better. I have learned so much in terms of video editing, in terms of social media, in terms of YouTube tags, description, titles, thumbnails. I used to not even post thumbnails, bro. It was like a screenshot from the video that used to exist. So freaking bad. But hey, it's all a learning curve, and that is why I chose to look back at how far I have come rather than comparing myself to others' lives now. The 12th life lesson, and something that's really important to me, is that some things don't need closure. As someone who, again, was bullied a lot in high school and had a lot of friendships, I am not a saint, but in a lot of situations, I had to go through something. And I think one big part of me always waited for an apology, always waited for a closure. In fact, I remember even asking someone, why did you do this to me? And their answer was quite pathetic. I won't say it out loud here. Thinking about it makes me just still makes me mad about the amount of gaslighting this individual did. But at the end of the day, I've realized that not everyone needs to give you an apology, and you're not always going to get a closure, because that's how people are. Not everyone is kind to you, not everyone admits their mistakes, not everyone takes accountability. They just want to, forget and be like, oh my god, hi again. And yeah, I am not going to be the oh my god hi person. If you've decided to cut it, you've cut it, you've made that choice, and I am done with you and your nonsense. And I have made peace with the fact that not everyone is going to give you an apology. And that is one of the biggest life lessons you also need to learn and understand, because there are some weird creatures on earth, bro. The 13th life lesson is a very close and personal one, but that is, you can love someone and still keep your distance. Certain friendship and certain individuals in my life who I am no longer close to because of what has happened, I still have a lot of love and respect for them, and I wish them all the success in their life, but it's all from a distance. And that's because a part of me still loves them, still has admiration for them, and you need to understand that I have created some of my life's beautiful memories with people that I will never ever speak to again, because speaking to them again, especially when they have not given me any kind of apology, is like putting myself in fire. And why will I do that? Why will I put myself through fire to keep them warm when they would not even like protect me even this much, when they would not even stand up for me this much? In fact, when they were the reason I have cried, on numerous days. But that doesn't mean I hate them, because my love for them is so much more greater than the hate that I was trying to build up for them. And so I've given up on trying to build the hate. I wish them all the success and love for them, but I am going to do that at a distance, and I no longer feel the need to involve these people in my everyday life. There is a saying that says, if you want to be successful, surround yourself with successful people. Don't surround yourself with procrastinators. And this is a really important saying, because it is true that your environment shapes up who you are going to be in the future. If you are going to be around successful people, if you're going to be around people who have so much success in life, but also like have that work life balance, then you are going to be, replicating it. You are going to be also having that in your life. But if you are going to be dealing with procrastinators, people who complain 24/7, you are also going to be doing that unintentionally. It might be like literally, it might be unintentionally, but who you are with is who you become. As someone who has had access to social media since the age of 15, I'm really glad. And it's kind of ironic, because this is the 15th point. But you need to understand, life does not need to be aesthetic at all times. Like, look at my room. It is not a white, beige, colorless room. And if you go see my kitchen, it's not the most aesthetic kitchen as well. Like, as someone who grew up watching so many YouTubers, I had always had this dream that when I live alone, that when I have my own house, I'm gonna do this, that. And then I saw the price. And then I saw my salary. And I was like, you know what? Never mind. Aesthetic bhar mein jao. Like, come on, it's so much more important to be happy and content with what you have, rather than this whole aesthetic, especially Instagram. My God, like there is no creativity left. Everyone copies. It's so annoying. Okay, like I'm not even trying to be dramatic or something. It is right, because at this point everyone wants to be aesthetic. No one wants to actually live life, and sometimes things just need to be messy. That's proof you're there. Like, if you go see my bedroom right now, it is so insanely messy, but that's proof that someone is living there. If it was spotless clean, it would look like a hotel room, not like my house. The 16th life lesson is that you don't always need to constantly do something big to feel content in life or to get through your day. Like, even getting up from your bed, making your bed, brushing your teeth is something to be acknowledged. Because, especially for people who have hard days, and who might have hard periods of time, little things like that matter. Like, even going for a walk is a huge thing. So be proud of yourself, because it's really important to remember that these tiny tiny moments stack up and eventually lead to the big thing called life that you have. I've said this before and I'll say it again: you can always start again. So the 17th life lesson is that you can restart as many times as you want. On my other channel, I have made a video called The Art of Restarting Again, and I would highly suggest you all to watch it. Not because it's my video, but because I genuinely go and watch that video myself whenever I need it. You can literally take a different course and start over and over again until you feel content. Like, I know so many people who have taken science and then who have gone into accounts and now are doing marketing. Like, it's an insane jump. But that's what life is all about. You don't need to follow a set path like a lot of relatives or people in your life might convince you to do. And if you are worried, oh my God, people will be disappointed, trust me, this is really important for you to understand. I'm putting another life lesson within this. But people are going to be disappointed with you no matter what. Like, they will find a reason to just bark at anything. So it is really important that you focus on yourself and you focus on making yourself happy, and that you are happy with the choices you make. So restart as many times as you want, but the day you leave this earth, make sure that you are content and happy with the choices you have made. The 18th life lesson is that rejection doesn't mean you're not enough. This is really important to remember, because a lot of y'all know me as someone who graduated with distinction, had a job, and now has another job. But you really need to remember that I've had my fair share of rejections that I don't talk about. I was in my first year of college when I was looking for opportunities that could turn into a job. And then I realized because of unavoidable situations or circumstances, I wasn't able to get that opportunity. And I was so sad, because I was like this close, okay? And if I had got, that would be like insane. And a couple of years later, I indirectly got that opportunity again and got to work with that team. And it's very funny, because recently when I was thinking about it and I looked at like my 2021 vision board, that opportunity was there. And I was like, wow, like rejection means redirection, in my opinion. Because did it take me a while? Yes. But when an opportunity is meant for you, it is going to come back for you. It is going to cross seven seas and seven oceans to be there for you. So it's very important that you don't be two faced. It's normal to feel sad, but don't sink in over that. See how you can improve your skills, see how you can better yourself, and what's meant for you will always come back. The 19th life lesson, and this might be connected to the previous point, but life rarely goes as planned, but it still unfolds, right? You might want certain things to happen in life at a certain time, but that is not always going to happen according to your plan. And that doesn't mean, oh, I can't do that thing anymore, right? Like, I've always wanted to be a YouTuber since I was like 12 years old. Did I get to do that? No. But when I was 17, I just took the phone. I was like, I don't care at this point, and I started. So it you might not be able to do everything you wanted to do at the exact time, but I promise you that even though it looks like delayed opportunities, it is not a delayed opportunity. Rather, it is an opportunity that came for you when the time was exactly right. And it is very important to remember that sometimes what might feel like delay is just preparation. Like when I left my first job, I started upscaling my skills in order to be better, in order to get a job. And I had 1 month of a break, and I was like, oh my God, like what if I don't get a job? And so I started going online and, how do I say this, polishing my skills. And that was one of the best things that happened, because when I joined my next job, it helped me so much in what I was going to do. So please know that you might not see everything now, but it all connects later, and that God's plan is always greater than your plan. The 21st point, we are coming closer to the end, but that is, you do not need to earn love. I feel so bad that so many people in my life, and me also, like myself also, I felt the need to earn this person's love, to earn their trust. Okay, trust is subjective, but to earn their love. And so I kept doing things for them while they never acknowledged it, they never respected it. And that is what I need to tell you guys. I know this is a short point, but the sub point itself tells you everything you need to know. You do not need to earn love. If someone loves you, they will love you back. And if they don't, you have your answer right there. Don't stay with someone who doesn't acknowledge you, doesn't respect you, doesn't admire you, because there are 7.5 billion people out there, man. Why are you staying with someone who can't respect you at the least? The 22nd point, and the second last point, this is really, really important. Gratitude changes everything, and giving thanks to God. It's very important in my life. Every time something good happens, my first instinct is thank you, God. And I take the sign of the cross, because that's what was taught to me as a kid. And I have made sure to carry that on as I go on with my life. It is really important. Like, I can complain about a lot of things right now, like not having enough money, but I have my own apartment. I have a fridge. I have a gas. I can make tea whenever I want. And even though I don't have a lot of money, I have money that I can buy tea powder and make sure I have my tea. And it's gratitude in things like that. Because of the women's scheme in Karnataka, I don't have to pay for my bus ticket. And even though the bus is exhausting and I get to deal with numerous characters every single day, I don't have to pay for it, right? There's so much gratitude if you choose to see it. Like, I can complain about things, but I have a job. I get paid salary. I I got to travel on flights to Bombay, and is that's what changes perspective. There are so many people out there who don't have a job, who are like putting in like 2000 applications and still getting rejected for no fault of theirs, but rather that the job market is simply so bad. So just choose to be grateful. Look for things around you. Look for the fact that you have a phone, that you have Wi-Fi, that you have data, maybe that even you have Spotify premium. Trust me, learn to be grateful for little things in your life. Only then will God give you the bigger things in life, because If you can't appreciate the little things, what guarantee is there that you'll appreciate the bigger things? We are at the final point of the video, and this is my favorite point that I noted while I was writing down, and that is you are your longest home. People are gonna come, people are gonna go, but you will have yourself forever. You will have yourself until the day you die. So please love yourself, please take care of yourself. And anytime you feel like you're self sabotaging yourself, anytime you feel like you are degrading yourself, go see a childhood picture of yours and be like, would you say that to your younger self? No, right? Would you say that to your friend? No. So why do you feel okay saying that to yourself? You wouldn't put your friend down for something so small, so why are you putting yourself down? God wouldn't want his child to put herself down, so just don't do that. Take care of yourself, love yourself. And that was the video. These were the 23 life lessons that I had. And I have not had an easy life, but I've not had an extremely hard life either. I have parents who love me. I have a sister who will go to war for me. And I have so many incredible people in my life. I have lost a lot of people in my life, but I have so much more people who love me for who I am and not for who they want to be. And I am incredibly grateful for them, and I will always be. And to all of you, at this point, I have 993 subscribers. To every single one of you, thank you for subscribing, for liking, for commenting, for making the conscious choice to watch my videos and support this little girl's dreams. It means the entire world to me. I am getting emotional. Uh, I don't know what life. Oh, fuck. I don't know what life holds in the future, but I am really grateful to God that I have got this life, that I have got amazing parents and an amazing sister. These 23 years of life weren't easy, but I wouldn't have got through it if I didn't have the people that I have right now. And I'm just so grateful to God that for all the life lessons that He has taught me, for all the individuals that fuck. For all the individuals that I got to meet, 23 years of life, 23 years of meeting people, 23 years of experiences, 23 years of life lessons, 23 years of tasting amazing food. And there's so much more I can say. Probably would make another whole video on it. But for now, thank you. Just thank you to anyone who watches this video. Thank you for existing. Thank you for not giving up on your life. I don't know the person who's watching this video what they are going through. But I wish you the best of luck in life and wish you all the success in life. And even though I don't know you personally, please know that I will always be rooting for you and wishing all the success. Bye bye.
I don't wanna call you later.